Reform is dead, but it could be on life support. Democrats considering a number of measures to rush anything through. But Indiana Republican Congressman Dan Burton says they're going to have a devil of a time pushing this thing through. Congressman, good to have you. So you think this particular package is dead?
Well, if it isn't, it ought to be. The people across this country are opposed to it. The polls show it, and the electorate has shown it in 3 states, 2 of which are very heavily Democrat. And so I would think that the president would step back and say, hey, we've got to redraw this whole thing and include the Republicans in the decision-making process. Incidentally, I listened to Mayor Giuliani, and he's absolutely right. We have H.R. 3400, which is a very comprehensive bill, which deals with the problems, but doesn't include all the mandates that the president's bill does.
What is the likelihood now that something gets done on health care, though? Because, you know, you're 10 months away from the midterm elections, and then the time just fritters away, doesn't it?
You know, you asked Mayor Giuliani if you thought he was an ideologue, Obama. And I think he is an ideologue. I think he believes in more and more government control over our lives, and I think he believes in it much like they do in European countries. Whether or not he'll change his mind because of what happened in the last 3 elections, I really don't know. But I would imagine that if Dick Morris was talking to him, he would say, hey, we've got to all get together. We've heard what you had to say, and we're going to come up with a plan that will really solve the problems for all Americans, and it won't be just Democrats or Republicans that put it together. We'll work it out as one unit.
But I don't see it. I mean, you're closer to this scene than I am, Congressman, but I don't see anything in the president's behavior prior to indicate that he would be that pragmatic. When we had Virginia happen, and when we had certainly all these Tea Parties happen, and then we had New Jersey happen, he never changed his posture or his negotiating tactics. So I don't know if all of a sudden Massachusetts is an alarming wake-up call. Many in that party say it is. I'm not so sure it is with him.
Well, I don't think it is with him as well, but we'll wait and see. But the thing is, a lot of my colleagues on the Democrat side of the aisle spoke on the floor today, and they were still speaking the same language that we've heard over the last few months. And the impact of Massachusetts didn't resonate with them, and I can't understand why. Now, there may be some that weren't on the floor today that feel very strongly they ought to take another look at this, and I hope they do for the benefit of the American people.